So is the screen visible to all of you? Okay, so yesterday we still some people join. Those who have joined just now, please text your roll numbers. So what was the topic that we were discussing yesterday? We were discussing about scripting languages, uh, client-side scripting language and server-side scripting language, right? And JavaScript is an example of client-side scripting language. Fine. So a little bit more for theoretical discussion, and then we'll go into practical section, where how to write JavaScript and where to write JavaScript and how to run it. See, as I told you, JavaScript is a scripting language, right? It's a scripting language. Basically, it is a programming language, but it is also a scripting language. So some people will think that scripting language is different from programming language. Programming languages are classified into different categories based on what purpose you're going to use that programming language for. So generally, a scripting language is also a programming language, but not all the programming languages are used for scripting purpose. Only some of them are used for scripting purpose. And I also already told you what is scripting, what is a script, when do you call a program a script, right? Fine. JavaScript is basically a scripting language. It is a client-side scripting language, right? So that means what? All the programs that you write in JavaScript will be executed on the client's browser software. You don't require any additional software to run them. So what you can do with JavaScript is you can make your web pages interactive, and you can validate data. Also, you can generate a dynamic content on your web page. So all these things you can do with JavaScript, right? So till now, all our web pages are static web pages. They are not dynamic web pages, and they are not interactive. So to some extent, using JavaScript, you can make your web pages interactive and dynamic. Not completely, but somewhat interactive and dynamic. Fine. So now that you know what is interactive, you'll understand what is interactive and what is dynamic. Already yesterday I told you what is the meaning of static web page and dynamic web page, I think. Did I? So please respond to my question. Someone. Did I tell you what is a dynamic web page and static web page yesterday? Okay. So we are going to add some dynamic nature to the web pages using JavaScript. Fine. So now where to write JavaScript and how to write. How and where to write JavaScript. So the answer is you can write JavaScript in two ways, as internal JavaScript, internal script, or external script. So what do you mean by internal script? Means internal script, you can write JavaScript within the script tag. There is a tag called in HTML script tag. So inside the script tag, just like we use the style tag to write cascading style sheets in HTML web page. So you also have another tag called script tag. Within the script tag, you can write the script, the JavaScript. This is one thing. So this script tag will be used where it will be used in your HTML web page itself. It is in your .html file itself. So if you write a script inside a HTML document itself using these script tags, then we call this as an internal script. And coming to an external script, a separate file with .js extension can be created and can be written in it. This is external JavaScript. How to link this external JavaScript? Just like you have done external style sheets linked with your HTML page using the link tag. So you can use that link tag here also. Right? So you can write your script in an external web, .js extension file and link that external JavaScript to your web page by using the link tag. So for this link tag, you have relationship, right? An attribute called rel, and for this you can give simply JavaScript. There is no need of using rel also. There will be something called type attribute. Type is equal to you have to give JavaScript, then href attribute will be there. So as a value of href attribute, you need to give the file name, right? So where the complete URL of the file name must be given. And so this is how you can link the JavaScript, external JavaScript into your HTML page, into any HTML page. Fine. But generally, we prefer to write JavaScript in internal only to a web page, because not all the script that we write will be useful in all the web pages. So every web page may have its own script. That is, in that case, it is better to write in a HTML document itself using the script tag. So we'll be using the internal script only. We'll not be using the external script in our programs. Fine. Now this is how you write. How and where to write means this one. And we're coming to this internal script. You can using internal script. You can write the script either the head section. First one is head section, and second one is the body section. So anywhere you can write. You can write the JavaScript code within the script tag by putting that script tag either in the head section or in body section. Let me create a file and show it to you how to do that. So I'm going to save this file as first script.html. Let me create a folder for JavaScript here. So here I'm going to save it. Where did I create that? So this is our page. So because we didn't write any code inside that, so nothing is displayed. So let me show you how to write that script. So you know your HTML document contains two sections, head section and the body section. So you can write this script, JavaScript code, anywhere in the head section as well as in body section. So if you want to write the script in head section, use the script tag like this. Open the script tag and close the script tag. So you can write both the places, both in head section as well as in the body section. Fine. So what to write and how to write. So to write a JavaScript code, you need not write any program similar to C language or Java programming language. Generally, what happens in this high-level languages like C and Java is the code. What do you mean by code? Code is nothing but some lines of instructions in your program that you write. Every line will be ending with a semicolon, right? So the set of such so many lines or statements together, we call it as code, right? The lines of instructions that you write in your program, it is nothing but called as a code. So this code is put inside some containers. What do you mean by container? So just like in general, a container is something which contains something. So for example, a water bottle is a container. Why do we call it as a container? Because it is an object. Inside that bottle, inside that object, you can store some water. So the water bottle contains what? Water. So that is the reason why we call this water bottle as a container. Similarly, any other box or something, whatever it is a container. So similarly, in programming terminology, we use something called containers, right? So what do you mean by containers? Containers are those any objects or any entity that contains something. So coming to programming terminology, functions or blocks. Blocks means what? An opening brace and closing brace together with some lines of code written in between these, we call it as a block. Okay? So these blocks can be many types. It can be a iterative block, it can be a selective block, it can be a function block. So generally, if it is C language, you have functions like main function or any other function that you create on your own. It is a function. So how the functions look like? Functions will have some name, some return type, some parameters, and then an opening brace and a closing brace. And within the braces, you'll have the lines of code. So functions are nothing but containers of code in any high-level programming language like Python, C, C++, Java, right? So even coming to JavaScript also, you have the same concept of functions. It's not mandatory that you write a function. You write a code inside the function. You can write the code even without this container also. You can remove this and directly write a JavaScript code. The first line of your code can be written directly in between this script tag, right? So if you want to declare a variable, you have a keyword called var. So any variable you want to create, use the keyword var. No need to mention that whether it is an integer, floating point, double, character, string, etc., etc. Directly you can use the keyword var. And once you create a keyword var a like this, you can assign any kind of value to that variable. You can assign a numeric value, you can assign a character value, you can assign a string value, you can assign a boolean value also. Boolean value in the sense true or false. Fine. So if you assign a is equal to 10 here like this, then the data type this variable will automatically become integer. we assign say 10.4, then automatically the data type of this variable will become floating point. Okay, so if we assign some string like this, then automatically the data type of this variable becomes string. If we assign a single character like this, then automatically the data type of this variable becomes character. And if you assign true or false, then it's automatically the data type of this variable becomes boolean. So there is no specific keyword for each and every data type in JavaScript. Once you create a variable with this keyword var, so this var is like a common keyword for all the data types. If it is in C, for integer you have int keyword, for floating point you have float keyword, for double you have double keyword. So in that way exclusively you have different keywords for different data types if it is in C and Java. And coming to JavaScript, there is only one common keyword, var keyword, for any type of variable. So you need not mention whether that variable is going to hold integer value, floating point value, character value, or any other kind of value. Once you create a variable like this with this keyword var, you can assign any kind of value. So such type of languages, we call them as loosely typed programming languages. So they'll not insist much on the data type of the variables. So such languages are called as loosely typed languages. So JavaScript is an example of a loosely typed programming language. So it will not insist you to specify int, float, char, double, boolean, all these data types for every variable like C and Java does. Even Python also. Python will not even use this variable name, var keyword also. It will directly use a variable name a is equal to some 10. Then automatically the data type will become integer. Not even this var keyword is required in Python. And if it is in PHP, instead of this keyword, we'll be preceding this variable with a dollar sign. Right? So any programming language which does not insist on mentioning exclusively a keyword, using a keyword exclusively mentioning the data type of variable, such type of programming languages are called as loosely typed programming languages. What are they called as? Loosely typed loosely typed programming languages. Okay, fine. So here I need not use any function container. I can directly write a program here. So here, any programming language when you are learning newly, basically first you learn how to display some message on the screen. If it is in C language, you might have learnt about printf function. If it is Java, you must have learnt about system.out.println, right? So if it is in C, you must have seen this printf function, which is used to display something on the screen. So if you use hello like this here, then this message hello will be exactly dumped onto the screen when this statement is executed. Similarly, if it is in Java, then you must have used the system.out.println. So this is used to display something on the screen. Fine. So in the same way, what do you have in JavaScript? So in JavaScript, you have something called document.write function. So this document represents, it is an object in JavaScript. It is used to represent this entire HTML page or the HTML document, right? So in this document, if you want to write something on the screen, then that object is associated with a function called predefined function called write function. So you have to use that object name followed by a dot operator and then the function name write. Just like system.out.println, here document.write is used to write something onto the HTML document. So you can use the same syntax that you use in system.out.println in Java to display something on the screen. Say you want to display a hello message, then this will be executed. Right? So I can also write uh, a script using a function also. Let me write another script here in the body section. So as I told you earlier, you can write JavaScript code either in the head section or in the body section, and even in both the head section as well as in the body section together at a time. So here I'm going to create a function instead of directly writing the JavaScript code here. I'm going to write it here in the function. So let me change this message to this is head section. Right? Then here I'm going to create a function and I'm going to write this as my script. So you know a function will have an opening brace and closing brace, and in between that you need to write any code. So I need to write this document dot write code here. So I'll write here instead of head body because we are in body section here. Now you load this web page into your browser window automatically. The script gets executed. So let me show you. I'll refresh this page. Already we have opened, right? So if you observe in the output on the document on the browser window, you are able to see only this is head section. You are not able to see document.write in the body section. This is body section. Right? So why this is happening? Because can anyone tell me if you have already learned C programming, Java, or Python, any other programming language, then you must be able to give the answer for this question. So if anyone can give the answer, please respond with your answer. Why this is not executed and why this is executed? Or if you can't say this, at least tell me why this function is not. Yeah, who is this? Arjun. Yes, exactly. See, when you write code inside a function, only when you make a call to that function, the code inside that function gets executed. But when you write a code outside a function, automatically the code gets executed. You need not make any call to that code. So that is the difference between writing any code outside a function or inside a function. So functions will not be automatically executed. They must be called. From somewhere you must call it. So let me call it from this head section here. What is the function name? My script. And end it with a semicolon. So this is the same syntax you follow to make a call to any function in C programming as well as in Java. So I'm making a call to this MyScript function from this script that is written in the head section. Let us see whether it gets executed or not. Is it being executed? Even after making the change and saving it and then reloading the page, even then also it is not executed. So let me remove this MyScript here and put it here, body section. And let me refresh this page. So now look at the output. This is body section appeared now. Right? So that means what? When you write a function in the body section script and you try to make a call to it from the head section script, then it will not be invoked. So let us do the vice versa. I'll remove it from here and I'll put it here. Let me refresh this page. It is working, right? This is body section. So let me change this. This is also head section, right? So if you define a function in the body section and try to make a call to it in the head section, then this will not work. But when you define a function in the head section and try to make a call to it from the body section, this is going to work, right? So let me remove it here, put it here. So now also it is working, right? This is working now also. So one more beauty of this document.write function is along with this text message that you're displaying on the screen, you can also use HTML tags within the double quotes like this. You know, BR tag, break tag is used to take the cursor to the next line. Right? So when I use this break tag, because this is going to be executed first, and then later this statement gets executed. As a result, the function will be called and this statement gets executed. Fine. So you must get this. This is also head section in the next line after making the change like this. So now you see this is also a head section, but this is displayed in the next line because you have used a break tag here after this is head section. So in that way, in your document.write function, you can use HTML tags also. You can embed the HTML tags also. You want this to be displayed in bold letters, you can use bold tag here in front. Then here you can close the bold tag. Now this is going to appear in bold letters. You want to make it as a heading, make it as a heading. H1 tag. Okay. So then this will be displayed in the form of a H1 heading. Fine. So what you must understand from this is, first thing is you can use document.write function to display anything on the screen, and within this document.write function, along with the simple text, you can also use HTML tags, right? This is the first important thing. And second thing, you can write the code outside the function directly without any function, without any container like function. Fine. And you can write this function also if you require, but unless you make a call to that function like this, that function code will not be executed. This is also another important point you must understand from this, right? And when you define a function inside the body section and try to make a call in the head section, that will not work. But alternatively, if you define a function in the head section and make a call to it in the body section, then that is going to work. Fine. Fine. So now let me remove this function from here and add it here itself. This body section. Fine. Okay. So now that you understood where to write JavaScript and how to write JavaScript code, okay, so we'll further explore this JavaScript codes here. So when to write function and when to write without function. See, now I'll remove this here also, right? And I'll create a button. So you have a tag called button tag in HTML. So you can create a button like this. So I'll write here click me. Then this is going to create a, sorry, not here. So inside this script tag, you cannot write any HTML code. If you want to write any HTML code, unless you put it in this document that right, you cannot write directly HTML tag anywhere within this script tag, in between script tags, right? In between the script tag only you must write the JavaScript code. If you want to use any tags, then that must be used within the double quotes of the document.write function only. So I'm not using double quote, I'm not writing it inside document.write. So I have to put this button outside the script tag here. So now let me refresh this. So now here what you're getting here, click me button, click me is appearing. And because this function is not called, this is not displaying, this is body section, right? So I'll write here on click. There is an attribute called on click. You can use this attribute for any HTML tag. And on click is equal to, I'll write the function name, whatever function name here I've written. That function name I'll mention as a value of this on click attribute. And then what is going to happen is, I refresh this page. When I click on this button, then the JavaScript function gets executed, and then what is this JavaScript function going to do is it is going to override this entire web page and write a new content. And what is that new content? Whatever you have given in the document.write function, that is going to be displayed. Fine. So here I'm going to write one more document.write statement. And here I'll write function invoked, then event. So I'll tell you what is an event. So this is body section, function invoked with an event. So let me use a break tag here. So you observe when the page is loaded, you just have the heading. This is head section. That is the JavaScript code that you have written in the head section of your web page. And then in the body section, you have the click me button. But once you click on this button, the previous content that is there in your head section script, that is displayed by your head section script, is erased, and the new content is written by the document.write in the function that we defined. So that is my script function. We have defined these two document.write. So these two statements, what they are doing is they are erasing the previous content of the web page. Right? So this is the important thing that you must notice the difference. So earlier we made a call to this function by simply writing and making a call to this function within the script itself, so by writing a statement like this. But now what I have done is I didn't use that one. So now if you observe, this is head section, this is body section, function invoked with an event. So this is executed automatically because we have written this statement. Fine. So two ways you can make a call to the function. This is what you need to understand from this. One way is the normal way, how you make a call to a function in your normal C program and Java program. Okay. And in Java also, if you have learned AWT, Abstract Window Toolkit, or Swings, programming in Swings, then you must have noticed some methods get automatically called whenever you click on a button. You are going to create a user interface like radio buttons, text boxes, buttons, all these things. So whenever you click on a button, then the some method in a Java gets automatically executed. So in the same way, here also in JavaScript, you can make a function get called by simply perform by clicking on a button or by submitting a form, anything, right? So all these activities that you perform, that is clicking on a button or submitting a HTML form, all these are called as events. Any action performed by the user on the web page interface, we call that action as a event. So you can make these functions executed or make these functions event driven. Event driven in the sense whenever an event occurs, then the function automatically gets invoked. You need not make a call to that function in your JavaScript code directly like this, right? So I can remove this and I can add a button like this, and whenever I click on this button, then automatically this function gets executed. So alternatively, instead of using this button, I can create a HTML form also like this. I'll create a form here, and in this form, uh, I'm going to create an input tag. Put type is equal to submit. So you know this, right? Value is equal to submit. So I'm just creating a submit button. So I'll remove this button. Click me button. I'll remove. I'm creating a simple submit button. Let me refresh this page. So now you're getting a submit button. Where is the submit button in the form? So for this form tag, you have an attribute called on submit. Earlier we used on click in the button tag, right? So here you are using on submit attribute, and here you can mention the function name, my script, like this. And whenever you submit this form, then the JavaScript function gets executed. So this is another way, right? So first way is we have used a button. We have used a button, and in case of that button, we have used on click attribute. But in case of the form tag, whenever you want to click on this submit button, then this MyScript function must be executed. Don't give this on submit attribute in input tag. You must give it in the form tag. So this attribute is specific for form tag only. There is exclusive for form tag only. You cannot use this on submit attribute in button tag or any other tag, right? So this on submit is exclusive for form. And coming to this on click attribute, you can use this on click attribute in any HTML tag, not just button tag. You can use it in a tag, you can use it in a paragraph tag also. And whenever you click on the content of the paragraph, automatically the function gets executed. That is how you can call a function using a paragraph also. By clicking on the paragraph also, you can make a call to that function. Fine. So on click is it is for general purpose. It can be used in any HTML tag, but on submit is only for form tag. So these are the two ways in which you can make the functions event driven. Event driven is nothing but event is nothing but a action performed by the user. What are actions means? Submitting a HTML form is an event. Clicking on a button is an event. Clicking on a paragraph is an event. Everything is an event. Or I'll show you. Yesterday also I showed you, right? I think some PMS have shown you. So if I select one option from this drop down, that is also an event, right? So any action, all these actions that we perform on these web pages like this, all these are called as actions or events. Actions or events both mean the same. And whenever you perform such an action or an event, and if that function is executed, then we call that function as event driven functions. Event driven function. So let me put it here in the comment, event driven function, right? So instead of making the function call by using either on click or on submit, if I make a call like this is different. This is not an event driven function call. This is normal function call. Okay? So we are not going to use most of the time this my normal function call. We are going to use only event driven function call, because that is a purpose actually we use this JavaScript for. One of the important purpose for which we use JavaScript. Okay? So now that you understood uh, how to write a function, so function creation is you have to use a keyword function. So there will not be any return type like void, int, float like you do it in Java, C. Fine. So simply one keyword you have for defining a function, that is function keyword. Just like for declaring a variable, we have used var keyword. For function, you have to use the function keyword followed by a space and give the name for the function. Any name you can give by following the names name rulings. You can create any function name like this. Open the parenthesis, close the parenthesis. If you want to pass any parameters, then specify those parameters like var a comma var b like this. And we can specify parameters also. Okay. So this is how you make a function call. And we have seen document dot write also. So now I'll show you an alternative. So instead of using document dot write, use another one called alert function. There is a function called predefined function called alert function. I use this alert function and display a message hello like this. Okay. I'll write hello. This is alert. When I let me remove this button. So when I click on this submit button, so look at what is happening. This is called as an alert box. The small box that appeared here above the existing browser window is called as alert box. So coming to this alert box, what is this alert box going to do is it is going to display a message, whatever message we embed in the double quotes of that function. So that message will be displayed here like this. Hello, this is an alert. And at the bottom you will find an OK button. Only one button will be there, that is OK button. So this alert box will remain on your page until you click on this OK. Once you click on this OK button, then this will disappear. Okay, but you observe, is the content in the page changing? But when you use document.write, what happened? The document.write has erased the previous content and displayed the new content in the body of the HTML document. But when you use an alert box, the body of the HTML document remains same as it is, but above this existing browser window, you will get a small pop-up window. This is called as a pop-up window or pop-up box. Fine. So you'll get this pop-up box. One of the pop-up boxes alert box. There are three different types of pop-up boxes in JavaScript. One among them is a alert box. So you will get this pop-up window like this, and in that you will get a message like this. Whatever message you have put in that alert function in the double quotes, message will be displayed here, and you will get a OK button like this. And when you click on this OK button, that alert box will disappear, but the previous old content in the HTML body, HTML document will remain as it is. But when I used document.write, what happened? What will happen to this? The previous content gets erased and the new content hello gets displayed on the screen when the function is invoked by the event. Right? Fine. So this is alternative way to display some message to the user by using a pop-up window called alert box. Right? So just like this alert box, there are two more pop-up boxes. Right? So I'll tell you here in this theoretical section. Pop-up. So there are three types of pop-up boxes. One is alert box, and one is confirm box, and third one is prompt box. Right? So already we have used alert box. So let me also use a confirm box here. So confirm box, you will have confirm like this, confirm function. So just like an alert function, you have a function called confirm function, and here you can write any message just like you did for alert. I am going to write, do you want to continue? Let me reload this page now. First I'm getting an alert box. Right? So it says hello, this is an alert. And then next I'm getting a confirm box. This is another kind of pop-up box. So this also will display the same message that we did give as input for this confirm box, confirm function. But the difference between that alert box and confirm box is here for confirm box you will get two buttons, OK and cancel button. And by default, OK button will be in active state, which is in blue color background. But cancel button is not in an active state. So if you click on enter, if you strike the enter key on your keyboard, OK will be taken as input. Right. Alternatively, if you want to use cancel, either you can use you can click on the cancel button. So what is this confirm box going to do is it is going to return true or false. It is going to return true or false, right? So I'll show you how this confirm box can be used in which situation little while later. First I'll start using the prompt box. So let me use the third one, prompt box. Now I'll ask enter your name here. So let me refresh this page. I click on submit. First the alert box displays this is an alert. Then the confirm box displays do you want to continue. I'll click on OK. Now the confirm box comes like this. So you must have noticed the difference between confirm box and prompt box and alert box. For alert box and confirm box, you will not have any text field like this. You will have only a message, right? And at the bottom for alert box, you will have only OK button. For confirm box, you will have both OK and cancel. But for prompt box, along with OK cancel, it will also have a text field like this, and you can enter your name like this. Right? I'll click on OK. Nothing is happening here, right? Because it is receiving this name, but it is not storing somewhere in your program. So if you want that data that you entered in that prompt box to be saved somewhere in your JavaScript code, then you can declare a variable name is equal to prompt like this. Then what will happen? This prompt box will uh, display a message, enter your name, and once you enter some name in the text field and click on OK button, then that whatever name you entered there will be stored in the form of a string in this variable name. And now you can use the same alert box here. You can display your name using this alert box. After hello, give a plus operator here, which is called as a concatenation operator, and then give the variable name here. Then this will display hello message concatenated with the value of variable name. So what is there in the variable name? Whatever name I entered from the prompt box, that will be there in the alert box, right? So instead of writing this is alert, here welcome, I'll write, or simply I'll write hello. After entering here, I'll write welcome and the name. Now let us refresh this page. A simple hello by a first alert box, then confirm box, then write my name here, click on OK, and will display welcome Tarakeshwar Rao, right? So let me run it again. Hello. Okay. Now here I'm not going to enter anything and directly click on OK. So nothing is displayed here, only welcome. So let me run it again. OK. So here instead of clicking on OK without entering anything, I'll click on cancel. Then what is it saying? Welcome null. So what you must understand is this prompt box, what is it going to do is it is going to display a message, whatever you give here in the double quotes, and then it waits until the user enters some value into the text field and click on either OK button or cancel button. But after entering the name, if you click on OK button, then whatever name, whatever text you entered in that text field will be returned and stored into this variable, right? If you click on cancel button, then this is going to return a null value. So that is the reason you got null here. Okay, so let me run it again. I'll enter the name here, but I'll click on cancel button. So it is saying null, right? And after entering the name, I click on OK, then it will say welcome and that name, whatever I entered. And without entering any name, if I click on OK, then it will give only welcome. No null value, no name that I gave displayed, only that welcome message is displayed, right? So now you understood the prompt box and alert box clearly, but a little bit is left over with confirm box. How to use this confirm box? Just like prompt box returns whatever value entered into the text field there in the prompt box, even the confirm box also returns some value, but we are not giving any input from that confirm box, just like you do it in prompt box, right? So what kind of value it is going to return? It is going to return either true or false, right? So I can put this inside an if statement. You know, the if statements that we use in Java and C programming languages, right? So all those if statements, else statements, switch case statements, for loop, while loop, do while loop, again you can use with the same syntax in JavaScript. I need not tell you how to use for loop, how to use while loop, how to use do while loop, how to use if statement, how to use else statement, if else, nested if statements, if else if ladder. All these things I need not teach you again because you already learned them in C programming, and without any small change also you can use them as it is uh, in JavaScript also, same syntax. Fine. So I'll put here if statement here, and this message will be displayed for you in the confirm box, and you will have OK button and cancel button, right? So when you click on OK button, this confirm box, confirm function, what is it going to return is it is going to return true. So this entire statement, which is highlighted with blue color now, gets replaced with a boolean value true if you click on OK button. But if you click on cancel button, it gets replaced with a boolean value false. Fine. So if this becomes true, that means when you click on OK, then any statement that you output inside this if block gets executed. So let me put this in if block. So the same syntax that you follow, you can use uh, if block here. So this is the if statement with the condition, and this is the block. So there are two statements inside that if block. So these two statements gets executed only when this condition becomes true. But what is this condition? This will either become true or false based on whether the user clicked on OK button or cancel button. If he clicks on OK button, this will become true. If he clicks on cancel button, then it will become false. Right? So what is this going to display? It is going to display a message. Do you want to continue? And if you want to continue, click on OK. Otherwise, click on cancel. So if you click on OK, then this statements get executed, and it will create a prompt box and ask you to enter your name, then alert a message, welcome your name. If you click on cancel, then nothing will happen. So we can display a else block here, right? Another alert here. Thank you. Right. So now let us run this program. So first an alert message, hello, then OK. So now it is asking me whether I want to continue. Do you want to continue? Okay or cancel. If I click on OK, then it will ask me to enter. Click on OK, then it will display welcome Tarkeshwar Rao and OK, right? So if I click now, okay, again I'm running. So this page says, do you want to continue? So if I click on cancel, what is happening? That function, that if block doesn't get executed and else block gets executed. And what is else block doing? It is alerting a message, thank you. So now I hope you understood what is the difference between alert box, confirm box, and prompt box. The alert box is simply used to display an alert message to the user, and what user can do with that is only simply he doesn't have multiple options there. He has only one option to click on that OK button. Until he clicks on OK button, the rest of the code will not be executed, right? So I have written this alert box at the beginning of my function definition as the first statement. So once this is executed, this will display that alert window with OK button. So till I click that OK button, this rest of the code which is after that alert statement will not be executed. Only after I click on that OK button, these statements get executed. Similarly, when I use this confirm box, right? Only after I click either on OK or cancel, the rest of the code gets executed. If I click on OK, this block gets executed, and if I click on cancel, this block gets executed, right? This will happen only when you put this confirm box in a if statement. If you don't put it in an if statement, then nothing will happen. The program works normally. So this gets executed, the confirm box gets executed, irrespective of whether you clicked on OK button or cancel button, the rest of the code will get executed. But only after you click on OK and cancel, OK or cancel, the rest of the code gets executed. Even the same is the case with the prompt box also. Until you enter some name and click on either OK or cancel button, the rest of the JavaScript code will not be executed. Fine. So let me show you here. So now I clicked on submit. So the first line is executed and it is displaying an alert message hello. Until I click on OK, the next line doesn't get executed. So only after I click on OK, the next line gets executed. And the next line is what? If statement. So what is this if statement doing? It is displaying a confirm message. Do you want to continue? Only after I click on OK or cancel, then the execution of the next part will be continuing. So if I click on OK, then uh, this statement gets executed. And only after I entering the name and clicking on OK or cancel button, then only the next statement alert will be executed. See, so if I click on, so after this only, this alert message is being executed, right? So now after I click on OK, then if there is any other statement after this alert, that will be executed. If there is no statement, then it will come out of this if block. This else block will be executed, and here if you have anything else here, that will be executed. But there is nothing else here available, right? So that is the reason why no other statement gets executed. So this is how you can use JavaScript basically your HTML web pages. So now I told you that your JavaScript will make your web pages a bit interactive. So now, is it an interactive section or not? Your application has displayed a message. This is a head section and a submit button. And when you click on submit button, then it is interacting with you. It is saying a hello message. When you click on OK, then it is saying again, do you want to continue? It is asking you. And if you click on OK, then it is asking you to enter your name. And after clicking on entering the name and clicking on OK, then it is saying welcome. Okay, then it is exiting, right? So is it being interactive or not? Earlier your web pages were not such interactive, right? But by using this JavaScript, they became interactive now. So we'll continue in the next week's class. So if you have any queries, you can ask, or else you can text your roll numbers. If you have already texted, it is okay. Otherwise, you text your roll numbers and you can leave. తినేసాడా? హలో, హూ ఇస్ దిస్? ఎవరు మాట్లాడుతుంది? హలో, హూ ఇస్ దిస్? ఏం చెప్పు. ఓకే, అవును. ఓకే, అది నువ్వు యూజ్ చేసింది ఏంటది? వర్క్ అవుతుంది కదా అజాక్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ. అంటే ఎర్లియర్ అయితే పని చేసేది, మరి ఇప్పుడు ఏమో. నాకు అప్డేట్ తెలియదు. సరే, నేను చూస్తాను, నాకు తెలిస్తే ఏమన్నా చెప్తాను. యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ అయితే నాకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ లేదు. తెలుసుకొని చెప్తాను ఏమన్నా ఉంటే. నువ్వు కూడా ఈలోపు వేరే ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ చూడు. ఓకేనా? రైట్. యశస్విని, Divya, Darahas. If you have texted your roll numbers, please leave the class. 4C8 Divya and 421 Darahas. బుడంకాయ. అంతే చూస్తే మొన్న కూడా అక్కడ ఎదర టేబుల్ మీద అలాగే చేస్తున్నాడు. చేసి పెడతాను, తర్వాత తిన్నాక వేసుకున్నా. ఇప్పుడు చాలా చేసి వస్తావా? సరే, దానికి ఫోన్ పని చేయట్లేదు నాయన, వేరే బాబు దాన్ని. ఆట ఆట అయ్యో, ఎండ్ స్క్రీన్ ఎండ్ చేయలేదు, మాట్లాడుతున్నా.